is No Tears Left to Cry 2018, directed by Dave Meyers. This was a really fun video simply because of how much preparation went into it. The rotating set that we had to build to create the first scene took so long to get used to, and we rehearsed the day before and it was so much fun. I pitched Dave this idea of sort of multiple fields of gravity because of a game I was playing at the time called Monument Valley on my phone. I told him how much I loved Escher stairs and stuff like that, and we sort of mushed everything together and created the Sweetener, what really was sort of like the centerpiece for the Sweetener album and era, which was this sort of play on being upside down and not knowing what is right and what is up, because also personally in my life at the time, I was sort of upside down and not knowing where the ground was and not feeling very grounded or okay. So yeah, I felt like that was a really nice, cool way to visually represent what I was feeling during those moments, really. The fashion here is really fun. I loved the polka dot umbrella dress. I really loved that. I remember feeling so joyful in that. This was styled by La Roche and I loved these looks. I think they're so much fun. God is a Woman 2018, also directed by Dave Meyers. This was such a fun video to do. This was glam by Ash and Josh and styled by Mimi Cottrell. This one was so much fun because obviously there are so many beautiful ways to express femininity and what it is to be a woman, and there's so many things to lean into as far as paying homage to art that already exists and also creating our own. So yeah, we had a lot of fun with this. One of my favorite moments is probably when I'm fingering the earth. Loved that a lot. I also loved recreating the moment, the Michelangelo moment at the end, because I was able to tease that we were putting that in this video at the Met Gala when I worked with Vera Wang on my dress. I liked that connection. To me, that felt exciting and I felt giddy knowing. And then I loved that sort of watercolor that I'm swimming in the beginning. I think it's so beautiful. Alexa Mead did that art on my sort of face and hair and boobs and in the water as well. That is not random paint, it's not a pool, that's for sure. This is Thank You Next from 2018. I loved this video so much. The funny thing about this is that we were working on the Breathin' video. Hannah and I were in New York filming the video for Breathin'. Breathin' kind of was like the tail end single of Sweetener because it kind of life thrust me into the Thank You Next album era. I didn't have any plan of moving on that time anytime soon, but I kind of had to do that album as an artist to feel better, and I really was ready to move on, and we were working on Breathin', and I was like, we have to recreate all my favorite scenes from all my favorite movies and make the Thank You Next video. Like, next month we have to do it. And she was like, holy shit. Like, nobody is more right to do this with than Hannah. She turned something that felt so torrential at the time in my life into something that felt fun and light, at least while we were doing it and while we were making it, and what I got to share with the world felt, you know, bright and beautiful. Playing Regina George was really fun. Playing Elle Woods was really fun. Playing Jenna Rink was a dream come true. I couldn't believe it. Jennifer Garner even reposted it, and I love her so much. I loved being able to work with Jennifer Coolidge on this. She actually recreated all of her looks from Legally Blonde for this, which was the biggest honor of my entire life. I worship her. I'm a humongous comedy person. My favorite movie is Best in Show, and she happens to be in that as well. You should see the outtakes. They're so funny. She was like, I met a guy with no teeth. I made out with him. It was so weird. And then I saw him under the covers. He was doing something. And I was like, trying to keep a straight face. And she was like, have you ever kissed a guy with no teeth?